Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be walking you through a system called the Reportworks developer. What that does is it allows us to print actually a standard-based report for some of our issues here at KIS. It is a little bit more cumbersome of a reporting environment, so keep that in mind. But I actually tend to like it once you kind of get the feel of what is happening. So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into PowerSchool and make sure you're in the district office. And you're going to go ahead and go to the Reportworks developer. Once you're in here, if this is the first time you've ever run Reportworks on your computer, you want to make sure that you click the Download Reportworks Developer Suite. That will download the app into your system, and then you want to actually drag that from your downloads into your applications folder on your computer just to make sure that it runs correctly. If you're on a PC, it's going to be a little different because it will download as an executable file. So once you have that all installed and ready to go, you're going to go back to Reportworks Developer and you're going to click the Launch button. What that will do is it will launch this window. And this window, it may ask you to sign in again, is how you're going to actually create these reports. So what we report and the standards that we show to parents are school-wide expectations and learning results, or our ESLERs. And so what we do is we have one for each grade, as you can see here. And then I want to walk you through what the basics of each tab in the Reportworks developer does. So the first thing we're going to want to do is make sure that we are on the correct data set, that we're using student and grades. Great. And that we are outputting each report per student so that there's not, we're not collating data to get a report. Then the next screen is where things are going to get a little bit interesting, and that is in the scope of the report that you have. Now, you're going to modify this pretty much every year to make sure that it has everything that you want, and you're going to modify it for every term to kind of filter the data. And just keep in mind that's exactly what you're doing. You're accessing the database tables within PowerSchool and filtering down using and or statements to get the data that you want to print for each student. As a reference, the system gives you the set of all of the information and database access tags that it can access. Now I'm going to walk you through it. What we're doing right now is we're filtering by the year ID. That's a PowerSchool year, and we're filtering that to 24. We're also filtering our standards to the same grade year. Then we're actually filtering our standards into our subject area, which is the ESLER subject area. So it only accesses those ESLER scores. And then we also filter by grade level. So we're not pulling ESLER scores from multiple grades. Then we actually go in and we modify the store code for each reporting term. So I would change this to say S2 to include our semester 2 store codes. Then we want to set enrollment status equal to 0, so that means currently enrolled students only. Okay, so that sets the parameters, that sets all the data that we can access within the report layout. Then I'm going to actually go in to the report layout and just kind of make a change to see what we are looking at. So this is a report that I've actually designed most of and made changes to, but you're going to notice a lot of things in it. So the first thing is these text boxes that have these @ symbol attributes. Those are pulling from database fields that it can know and access very easily. What you're going to notice though is that I have this table that seems to be a little bit crazy, and the reason why is because it actually is. When you get into modifying and maintaining these tables and these table groups, you're going to notice that you're accessing the standards. It's going to show you how you're accessing those and what is showing up. So the course name and the grade and the comment and all of that is showing up for the students. You can go ahead and change a lot of the information, as in like what font it's coming out in and what size and all of that information. For the most part, if you're just going to print these ESLER reports again, don't touch any of this. It's convoluted. It takes a while to understand and know where things are coming from and how it's working. Right now it works. So I would just modify the scope and then republish the data, which is the 4th tab. So in order to save your changes, you actually have to unpublish and then republish the report. And so what will happen then is you will rename it, you'll do a report description, you'll output it to PDF to the PowerSchool administrative portal. It is a school data category, and you'll publish it to the schools you want. So in our case, we only do that to the district office and the high school. Then I publish it to every administrative group. And the reason why is just because every administrator should have access to this report. Then you hit publish, and it will give you access to this report within PowerSchool again. So I'm going to show you what that actually looks like. Within PowerSchool, if you click on the Reportworks tab, you're going to have access to all of the reports that you are currently publishing in Reportworks, and then you can click on them to select that report and run it. So you don't have a lot of the same constraints that you would do within your normal object reports where you can select individual students to run the report. You have to count on the scope filtering down to the correct students that you want to access. Then you just hit submit, it will output the report and download it for you as a PDF. Now it is a little convoluted, and I tend to like Reportworks just because it is a much more powerful situation, but it will take a lot of time for you to understand what is going on in that system. So plan on investing a good 20 to 30 hours of time in just figuring out what you're doing in Reportworks. If you have any questions about this video or about Reportworks in general, feel free to reach out to me directly or leave a comment on this video. Thanks.